Hello, hello, hello. Okay, this is like the third time I'm recording this, so I'm not going to record it anymore, but I always forget to put my notifications on, so I had to stop and remember to do that because this is really important, this spread itself. Earlier today, I left a little tidbit promo video about how I was going to do this spread. It's a spread essentially for the light workers out there, the people like myself that feel like they're here for a greater divine purpose to heal or transform or inspire others, to lead others out of darkness into the light. And so, with that being said, sometimes we lose grounding and get astray, go astray, and from the path of divinity, and we need to recollect and come back to this path of what we are divinely here for. So I believe that this is a spread that gives me great insight to that. Earlier today, I was explaining how this led from my studies of the law of attraction, which then led me to an article on where it came from, the history of it all. And then I led to another website that overviewed the laws, the universal laws of success, which the laws of attraction were a part of. Okay, so the universal laws of success are these 12 laws that I decided to do this personal spread on earlier today that I didn't record, but it gave me a great amount of insight about healing and growth and working in a divine awareness, right? And staying on that divine path of righteous leadership, so to speak, priesthood, things of that sort. So when you've been ordained by the divine from birth and you feel like, okay, my life might be in turmoil, but shit, I sure be inspiring others, don't I? Okay, that type of person. Okay, so that's who this spread is for. So again, I do throw in oracle messages with personal reads. Like if you order a personal read, by the way, check out the description box below for that. I will throw these types of things in because I believe they're more personal in nature rather than throwing them into a collective tarot read. So you won't see me do that a lot. So this is a special video I hope that you catch that the divine leads you to, especially if, like I said, you're on this divine path and divine purpose in life of healing others, right? Either way, with that being said, I'm going to jump into the read because these are my personal messages that I feel are from the divine, and I'm going to share those first, and then I'm going to actually pull from the tarot, right? So with that being said, okay, I start the read off from these Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle messages from Alana Fairchild. The first one I pulled randomly for myself was the Lioness, and the second one was Be There For You. A lot of purple, a lot of healing energy here for the Be Here For You. Okay, and so with the Lioness and the Be Here For You Oracle cards, these beautiful goddesses, these beautiful beauties that resonate with my soul when I tell you they do something for me, just the popping red lipstick and the lashes on fleek, eyebrows on fleek, like they just do something for me, okay? In a whole nother realm, okay? But either way, so with that being said, some of the consistencies between both of these messages, and you see they numbered at 4 and 26, so they're far apart in the guidebook, but either way, they still had the same atonement, the same messages, the same like rhythm of guidance from the divine. And that was to always make self-healing your priority as a light worker. You can be there for others, you can help to heal others, and you can help others to feel whole within themselves, even when we're broken, right, as light workers. But we have to remember that those energies usually deplete us. They're dark energies. They come with either destruction or depletion in mind a lot of the times. So you have to redirect, but also know how to self-include yourself in the healing process, right? And so and keep yourself balanced within all of that, right? It's kind of like being a psychiatrist. Like they have to hear all the negative thoughts of others all day long, and then they still have to be whole within themselves. So that's what the plight of a light worker is, right? So this lion-hearted nature that we have to stand in has to be a knowing of self, right? Embracing of our truth constantly, and reminding ourselves of who we are, our greater purpose, whose we are, okay, where we belong in the whole spectrum of things, right? And so with that being said, there's always a time that we need to step back and replenish, where we are not able to help others as much because we're working on helping ourselves. And that's okay. Okay, because we know in the games, and that's another message that was coinciding with both of these cards, was that when the games start getting played with our emotions and our feelings and our our understandings, our spirit, right? Then we become these harsh realities that we don't want to see in ourselves, right? And so, with that being said, that's why we need to step back sometimes, separate the bullshit from the purpose, okay? With that being said, and like I said, I see some beautiful just energies coming out of these cards, the twins, for instance, like it's like self-love, okay? And this lion-hearted beauty, brown-eyed beauty right here with her roses in her hair, like the rose that grew from concrete, like you've been through it all, light worker, okay? And you now are seeing that the transformation wasn't just for others, it was for yourself. But again, sometimes the greater result might be for others. You can't really see the manifestations in your life as easily because we're meant to be here as the light. And often the light is so blinding that we can't even see it ourselves. Okay, so that's our purpose. Either way, moving into that, like I said, there's a lot of purple, a lot of healing, a lot of regal energy here, being connected to the divine, we connected to the kingdom, to the Father, to the King of Kings. And with that said, I'll move into, I don't even know what the name of these oracle cards are that I got today. I just got these today, so this is my first time reading them too, and I just wanted to throw them in, but I went the cheap route and got these little ones, which is good. They fit into the camera frame, but at the end of the day, I'm like, gosh, I had to put my glasses on to read them. And it doesn't even have the maker on the box. Child. Anyway, so it says, I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Yes, divine love. That's right. Moving into that to, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. That's right, honey. Ain't nothing sexier than being you and living in who you are completely. Then I noticed that the healing leads to the light, right? Wow. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Look at that. Reminding me of the sun card right there. That joy and that happiness. So you like I said, light worker, you're a worker of the dark, right? But that doesn't mean be of the darkness. Like I remember I share the scripture a lot. I think it's Ezekiel chapter 3, somewhere in there, it says, I send you into the darkness, to be a messenger of the light. But that doesn't mean be of the darkness or pay attention to the way the darkness makes you feel or what they're doing in the darkness. That I'm paraphrasing the Bible, but either way, that's what this is about. Separate yourself from the darkness. Okay? Be of the light in the darkness and then remain in the light so that when you come out of this dark place, light worker, you're able to transmute that energy into 3D, right? Coming from a healing place to a place of wholeness and completion. Okay, like I said, these are personal oracle messages for myself, but if, like I said, you're a light worker, it might resonate, we can share your experiences of growth as well in the comments section. So then we go into the Archangel oracle cards from the Doreen Virtual series. And so she's the maker of the romance oracle cards. So it's a little mini version right here. And the first card I randomly pulled was Brilliant Idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Hence, i.e., why I'm doing this read right now. The universal laws of success. The 12 universal laws of success that I'm going to follow up with right after this. And then it says, all is well. Archangel Jeremiah, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. Yes, I'm glad all is moving into a better place. This healing process is awesome for me. Like, I'm transforming, guys. So then we move into clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. And I want to thank you guys if you're my loyal subscribers and you're watching this, especially if you watch the Pisces videos and y'all commented and liked and shared and just made those videos go up to 6,000 views and kept me grounded in this. Like, thank you so much. And that helps, noticing the guidance from the divine through others and through myself and through these oracle messages. Like, this has changed my life completely. I urge you to find whatever tool you need to have And I mean, daily conversations with the divine. This is what tarot does for me. So with that being said, let me clear some space. Yes, those were really healing messages from the divine. And I thank you, divine, so much for these messages of healing and growth and knowing how to recognize. And like I said, those beautiful goddesses that recognize now how to take care of self first before others. Healing is okay and healing others is okay and be an example of that. But shoot, you can't deplete me so that you can heal. Like, we gonna heal together equivocally. Okay, here we go. So with that being said, we opened up that energy for light and love and abundance from the divine, universal divine source, father of creation, and beloved Mother Earth. We ask for these energies to be clear and direct from the universe for the light worker, the collective light workers out there that are viewing this video right at this moment. This is a timeless message for the light worker. We'll get one more shuffle, 3 shuffles in. And then also, even though I'm shuffling these cards, y'all, on camera, I'm just really doing it just to give it a shake in the energies. But I'm going to pull these cards. I'm not going to take them in any specific type of order or shuffle them out or anything like that. I'm going to actually pull these cards and allow my energies to resonate as a reader, as a messenger of the divine. Since I am a light worker, I want you to trust these messages are coming through me as downloads that the divine wants me to share with you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right, here we go. We're going to pull these 12. And then I also wanted to share that I'm going to do, like I said, I'm not mediocre about anything, okay? I like to take myself out of the mundane and do things differently. So I'm going to pull from these cards randomly. And I'm also going to I have 3 different tarot decks. So I'm going to pull, and one of them is new. So I haven't read them yet. Even though tarot has the same meanings, their illustrations are different. So I might read the meaning wrong, but I'm reading intuitively. So that's all you need to pay attention to is the exact message that I'm reading from the card. What the card means is not what I'm reading. Okay, so at this moment, I'm going to pull the first 4 cards of the 12 from the 12 laws of universal success. The first 4 cards will be from the Cosmic Tarot deck, this deck right here. The next 4 will be from the Kemetic Egyptian Tarot deck, and the last 4 will be from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, I think it's called, which most of the meanings are not even, they're not even written on the card, like the name of the card. So, and I haven't studied them yet, so I don't even know what they really mean, but they'll be equal, and hopefully we'll, to any other tarot deck meaning, and hopefully we'll pull ones that I know already, right? Okay, so with that being said, the first one is divine oneness. Okay, and that is the first law of universal success, is like how we're interconnected to the universe, right? And how we're interconnected to each other, and how the universe wants us to feed off of that connection, that worldly connection, right? Not be of the world, but be a part of the world, right? And be a part of the growth and the healing that the world is in need of, right? As a light worker. So how can we do that as light workers? And so I'm going to pull from the deck, divine oneness, right? And then the second position is the energy, right? So the vibes, the vibrational energies that we're functioning on, what frequencies we're functioning on. So in this 3D, I'm going to pull again from the deck. And then the actions that we take, the steps, the process, right, to how we are connected to this world and what changes we'll make as light workers for others and as well as ourselves. So the actions, the steps that we need to make. Pull a card for that. And then the 4th position is the correspondence. So the law of correspondence reflects on, like, what you think, you say. So as a man thinketh, so as he, right? And so that correspondence becomes your reality. And so I'll pull for that. All right, so that's the first four. The next four would be from the Comedic Tarot deck, and that's going to be, let's put these up here. I haven't looked at them yet, so we'll put those in order. That will be for the fifth position, which is cause and effect, karma. Okay, what is your karma, Lightworker, that you're experiencing? What is your cause and effect in your life, the cycles in your life, the cycles of what you reap, you sow, right? What have you been reaping? What have you been sowing? Let's see. Let's pull energetically from the cards. And then we go into the sixth position, which is compensation. And compensation is not like pentacles or abundance and money all the time. Sometimes you can be compensated by the divine with your great health, right? Your health is in order even though you don't really take care of yourself. Or your mind is stable even though you've been through a lot, right? So this is that compensation of abundance, okay? Let's see what abundance God wants you to work from, Lightworker. All right, and then we have, let's flip the cards this way too. Let's do the seventh position, which is attraction, your magnetic field. So what magnetic field are you operating in? Okay, so what are you attracting to you in the 3D? Okay, what energies are you mostly attracting to you? Okay, we pulled that. And then the eighth position is the transmuting energies. Okay, so we have these cycles of change, right? So how do you transmute change? How are you playing as the alchemist in your life? Like what are you manifesting on? Okay, what are you manifesting negative cycles, positive cycles in your life, positive outcomes, or negative ones? So what changes you need to make that are relevant to these transmuting energies? Okay, so then we did the Comedic Tarot deck. All right, so now we're going to do this new tarot deck that I've never read before, so that's going to be interesting. All right, so see, they're new, so it's going to be hard to shuffle, but either way, we could just pull anywhere from these. So with the last four positions, ooh, we'll take that. That just popped out. We'll take that one for the ninth position, which is relativity. What relevant matters are playing a part of these cycles of change, of transmuting energies. And then we'll go with the polarity, which is the opposites, right? So we'll read this card in opposite. Whatever the card is when we do read it, it's a polarity card. So the laws of polarity represent looking at things in opposite ways, right? Like changing your perception, okay, to the other perception. So we'll pull that. Oh, jeez. I don't know why that one wanted to be a part of the gang. Okay, so then we'll go for rhythm, which is the 11th position. We have two more cards to pull. So we'll have this rhythm of sync, right? What's in rhythm in your life in the 3D that's working with these changes and this purpose, this greater purpose that you have here as a light worker. What is in sync? What is right for you right now? Okay, in that divine sense. Okay, pull that one. All right, and then we have the last position, which is gender, which doesn't represent like sexes, like female or male. It does represent masculine and feminine energies, those energies that are leading to the change, right? Which one is leading? Which one has the greater attributes in the matter of the change, okay? That the divine wants you to be on your greater purpose, okay? Pull that card. All right, so with that being said, we're going to get into the read. We have our 12 cards here. The first position, the divine oneness, the interconnectedness to the world, is the Prince of Swords. Okay. I'm not going to read the Zodiac, even though I know it's an Aquarius card, but I will say that the Prince of Swords or the Knight of Swords reflects a positive thinking. Positive thinking intuitively as I'm reading this card, positive thinking, blossoming in your life and now taking the forefront, instead of the negative thinking. As a light worker, you can't think negative and heal others. You have to be positive in your own life as well as a positive example in others. So I believe this is a card of the positive example that you set for others, okay, or that I set for others, or that I should be setting for myself, okay, because this is for light workers, including myself. Okay, second position, okay, is the energy, the vibes that you give off to the world, okay, in the 3D is the Ace of Swords, okay, so people are seeing you as this person with great intellect and leads with intelligence and with logic and truth, right, and communicates effectively so. and assertively so. So they get what they want by way of this positive thinking. Okay, good. The one I did earlier for myself was a little bit deeper, so maybe this is pulling from the general collective, because God is like, okay, let's not get too deep. Everybody has their own individual walk with God. So I encourage you to try this read for yourself, 12 cards, and look up the 12 laws of universal success and pull a card for each law. So the third one is the action that you need to take, right? The divine action that God is telling you to take, the steps, the process, okay, is the Six of Cups. So here you have like this sense of belonging, okay? And again, I'm reading these cards intuitively. You have inclusion, you have, like I said, acceptance, wanting to get the recognition that you deserve. So I think God is in this card telling you that, you have this ascension. See how the cups are ascending upward, okay? That is taking place. And so you have to allow that growth. You have to allow that change to take place for the better. It might be unfamiliar. You're coming out of your comfort zone, light worker, right? But you're moving into a place of the light and the greater purpose for your life. And so allow the ascension to take place. That's what the divine is telling me. Okay. And then the fourth position is the correspondence, like as we think, we speak, right? So as above, so is below. Okay. And so that's the Hierophant. And with the Hierophant, I noticed something different about this card when I pulled it before, because I pulled it in my read earlier, right? That I said, the deep one I did. So this is pretty deep to me. There's a shadow worker right here. You see how the divine priestesses and the Pope is looking at him, watching his, they're really watching his back, the Hierophant's back. He's thinking with the third eye, seeing with the clear path of the righteous eye of God, right? And trying to stay focused on that path, right? To bring light to the situation, right? But this shadow worker is like, side-eyeing him. And they got his back, but they stand by like, well, okay, we waiting for you to make a move. You try something, because you might get transformed, shadow worker, if you hear. You might have came from the darkness from the Hierophant's leadership, but if you try something up in here, see all these people of color, they're gonna act like people of color, right? Yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, so with this position, the Hierophant is ordination, right? So the highest priest of being, ordained by God. Like I said, I feel like I was ordained by God since birth to do all of this, and I'm finally coming to like 3 weeks away from my 42nd birthday, and I'm finally coming to a place where, I'm allowing that ascension to take place so that I can be a leader for God, a worker for the light, right? Okay. All right. Moving into the fifth position, which is the cause and effect, you have the Three of Cups in reverse. So with the Three of Cups in reverse, you're not satisfied emotionally, okay, light worker. So your karma is functioning from a place of, if it's you reap what you sow, if you're good to others, then others will be good to you. And even if it's not the same people that you've been good to, it will come back. Divine will lead people into your life that will fill your cups, okay? But I think you've been operating from a place where, you've been hurt by others, and hurt people. And so as light workers, we can't lash out and do of the darkness, like I was saying earlier. You can't, Ezekiel chapter 3, you can't go into the state of mind, well, they did it to me, an eye for an eye. You got to go into a state of mind that's like, okay, even if these people around me or the people that I'm helping to heal are not treating me with the respect and the love that I deserve, I am still going to expect the outcome of the highest situation, okay, the highest self, okay? But you're not functioning from that place. The cause and effect is like, you're functioning from a place of like, I'm disappointed in the self. I'm disappointed in others. How could I give all of myself to people and still not have the results that I'm looking for? Okay. That energy, repel it, release it. All right. Because that's why the cycles are going in the order that they're going in. It's because you're expecting that fail. You're expecting that mistreatment instead of expecting the highest self in others, and accepting and expecting. Don't accept the highest self. Don't accept anything less than the highest self, excuse me. Okay? And don't expect anything less than the highest self within yourself, right? So don't accept low vibrations from others, and don't accept low vibrations for yourself. So accept being, yeah, well, you know. You get the point. So again, we're in the 6th position, and this is compensation, so abundance. So look, it's funny, it's pentacles. So you're operating from a place of destitution where, I mean, you know, you put in the chips and it's not totally there yet. Again, dissatisfaction. You don't feel like you have enough resources to do God's work. And God is saying, listen, you only bring half to the table. I'm the other half. I'm the other 5 pentacles. Relax. Let me do half the work. Okay? So your abundance is in releasing what you can't control to the divine. Okay? This is a good spread. I love these spreads. I'm just getting better and better with talking to my God, my Savior. Lord, this is awesome to me. I just love it. Anyway, going on to the 7th position, which is the attraction, the law of attraction. Okay? This magnetic field that you're operating in is the 7 of Wands. So this hard work and this energy that you've been putting out there, like I said, it's depleting you. You're kind of giving up. It's funny how this whole role is about dissatisfaction and functioning from a place of lack. There's no difference with your desires. It was your emotional lack that you're worried about or focusing on, and then here's your financial lack, and now here's your lack of passion, right? So you can't heal others if you're not excited about life. How can you lead them from the darkness to light if you're in a place of darkness? Lightworker. Self-healing. All these healing cards that we've seen earlier in the oracle messages. If you haven't really gotten to tie in these messages and how they relate, go back and watch it again, because I'm telling you, it relates. Then in the 8th position, you have relativity, which is the 7 of Pentacles, options. Moving into a place of growth. See, God providing, God giving more when you do the work of God. He provides. Lightworkers, He provides everything we need, every resource, every emotional foundation that we need, and everything that we need. Our desires, our passion, everything is linked to this divine purpose to lead His people to the light. Okay? So the options are great. The resources are great, right? The growth is there. You will be rewarded. It's a slow growth, but it's a growth. Any growth is like, change is good, period. Whether it's slow, fast, I just want to see change. If I'm stagnant, that's when I'm worried. Okay, so now we're moving into the cards I've never read before. The relativity. Oh, wait, I messed up. I always do that. Okay, so let me go back. This is transmuting energies. So this is the cycles, the changes, because we read the magnetic field, which is the operating in the law of attraction, which you're actually, the magnetic field in the 3D you're operating in is like giving up and lack of passion, right? And then you move into the transmuting energies, like the changes you need to make is seeing that growth and seeing the 5th position to the 7th position of Pentacles, right? See, even if it's a slight growth, it's growth, and accepting. Well, we just talked about that. Any growth is wonderful. Okay, transformation is wonderful in any speed. It's all in God's speed. Okay, so this is your cycles of recognizing the growth instead of the lack. Okay, now moving into, the relativity, which is the relevant matters that are connected to the transmuting energies, the cycles, the changes. Okay, so what's relevant here in those changes and recognizing that growth is the Mother of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords. They call it the Mother of Swords on this card. That's cute. I like that. The owl. So the owl is wisdom. It's all-knowing, right? Or at least participating and seeking knowledge. And so, and I love how this cross looks. This sword looks like a cross, leaning on the word of God. Okay, there's no greater knowledge than the word of God. And even though I'm not religious and not Christian, I was Christian, so I have a lot of basis in Christianity, but it's more so that now I'm agnostic and I believe in all gods. I believe in, I believe they existed to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? But they're also just stories and lessons and parables of change and transformation, as these tarot cards will lead you to understanding. Okay. So any form of knowledge that you seek, whether it's tarot, whether it's, metaphysics, whether it's law of attraction, it doesn't matter. God is in it. That's how I look at it. I'm going to put God in it if he ain't in it. You understand? Because I'm a light worker, and that's what I'm sent here to do. We're going to clean up the mess in the darkness and bring it to the light. So the Mother of Swords is that energy. Hey, I'm talking like the Mother of Swords. I'm talking like the Queen of Swords, with that truth moving forward, with that greater understanding moving forward, with that logic, okay, because of what you've been through, not allowing the divine to purpose to deplete you or put you in a place of like recognizing more of the lack than the growth, but recognizing that the growth is in you learning from your experiences, which also is the Hierophant. Think as you speak. Speak as you think. Okay? Okay, wait. This was in reverse. So we have the Four of Cups in reverse. I know what that is, Vanessa. See, it doesn't say this time. But there's a moon right there. Crescent moon. And a rat. So we're going to read this one intuitively because it's in the 10th position, right? It's the polarity. It's the opposite. So like I said, we read this opposite. So we will read it in the upright. In the upright, it's like self-reflection, Four of Cups, right? And going within to recognize where this place of depletion is coming from and where all this like focusing on the lack is coming from, because you're focusing on the lack. But in the reverse, right, it's coming out of that place and recognizing what you're worth and knowing your worth, right? But I'm going to read it in the opposite, as if you're still stuck in that place and you need to come out. Okay, because it's a polarity card. I mean, the position is polarity, the law of polarity, recognizing the change and where the change needs to take place. And if it's in the reverse, the change needs to take place in this area of self-worth. You're not operating in an area of self-worth when you're thinking about the depletion and the emotional lack and the dying passion and all of that. Okay, so you need to come from this space, you need to come from this space to this space, that's why this card is like that. But we're reading it in the opposite, right? So we're reading it like this, like you're in this self-reflective place, recognizing more of the lack. But you need not to be. You need to recognize the abundance that God has given you, the compensation of abundance in the 6th position, that God is co-creating, the universe is co-creating with you, because this is the Five of Pentacles. God has the other Five of Pentacles. That's your abundance, right? It's realizing that you have divine connection, that you have divine resources, that you have divine guidance, right? Okay, so, and then the 11th position is the rhythm card, or the rhythm position, which is what's in sync in your third world. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is also in reverse, so it's also emotional depletion, dissatisfaction in the self. That's in sync. If you're operating from a place of dissatisfaction, nothing can be in sync because you're not happy. Okay, you're not even working on your happiness. And then look, I'm intuitively hearing and channeling, don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be all right. The three birds. Woke up this morning outside my window, right? Three little birds upon my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Anyway, yes, that's the energy I'm getting from this card. I don't even think it needs to be explained because the card gave me rhythm. Just listen to that song. Because that's what's in sync in your life. Okay? You need to, like, anchor to that song if that's what's going to get you through the day. Okay? To realizing that, you know, you have everything that it takes, that you already have it. It doesn't matter if you're not functioning at high resources or you're not as happy all the time, right? You still tend to inspire others with your intellect and your greatness and with the ascension that you're going through, even though you're depleted. Okay? People still recognize you as a leader for the divine. Okay? And you still think positive. You have the ability to think positive. So I recognize that this first four, like I said, I use the cosmic tarot deck, and it's like the divine messages. This is your earthly thinking right here in the second row, which is the Kemetic tarot deck, which is the correspondence and the cause and effect and your 3D karma and your 3D compensation, right? Or attraction, excuse me. Cause and effect, compensation. Cause and effect, compensation, attraction, and then transmutable energy. So that's 3D. Right? So then when we move into the 4D, I feel like it's more spirit realm. I said 4D. I meant to say, oh, Lord. I meant to say, because this is 5D up here. This is 3D. And I meant to say this is 4D. See that? See that? That is God talking. So the 4D is in between. That state in between, you have the seeking of knowledge. That state in between, you have this need to know your self-worth. That state in between, you have this need to recognize the 3 little birds outside your window, singing sweet songs of memories pure and true. And then we move into the final position, which is the gender. All right, I'm going to wrap this up now, y'all, okay? So with the gender, the energies that are leading to the change, what attributes? You have masculine and feminine, right? But this is not a masculine or a feminine card. Great balance here with the 9 of Pentacles. You have self-reliance, okay? You have great reward and hard work and effort. Okay, but with it in the upright, with it in the reverse, because it would be like this in the upright, because the Roman numeral is at the top. But with it in the reverse, again, not recognizing your self-worth, being dependent, codependent on what other people view you as, and needing their recognition and their approval. Okay, so I recognize this as a feminine characteristic, but there is masculine in that, because everybody has insecurities, feminine, masculine, but I recognize this as a feminine energy because it's 9 months of pregnancy, rebirth, okay? But it could also be masculine because it's pentacles. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this read. Oh my gosh, like it was wonderful for me, and I hope you got something out of it, especially with these personal healing messages that I often do not share. But I love you guys, and again, check the description box below. Like, share, and comment if it resonated, okay? And I love you once again, and have a good evening and a great remainder of your weekend. See you guys Monday. Namaste.